Okay guys, I'm here today to help you with your Build a Dragon dragon breeding worksheet. This is your homework, and when you print the worksheet and you see all of this, all of these blanks and things where you're supposed to fill in information, you might get overwhelmed. Don't. Understand that whenever I give you homework, it's just reinforcing what we've learned in class. That's all it's doing. So you already know this information, okay? So don't get freaked out, it's fine. Yes, it's a lot of blanks, but it's kind of doing the same thing over and over again in different variations, okay? So let's look at the instructions. Choose a letter to represent each trait. Maybe the trait is body, or the trait is eyes or wings, whatever it is, okay? We know that that letter that we're choosing is the allele, correct? Okay, we learned that the first week. Now, use that letter to write the genotype for each parent based on the phenotype. So here's the mom, here's the dad, here's the parents. Here's the phenotype of the parents. It'll tell you that they're either heterozygous or homozygous, and it'll tell you if they're going to be dark green or black, and then this information here will tell you if that's dominant or recessive, okay? Then once you use those genotypes, okay, that you make, so looking at this phenotype, you're going to write the genotype. We did this in our homework last week. Okay, we wrote a lot of genotypes based on phenotypes. But now we're just narrowing it down because remember, last week when we had a dominant trait, that trait had two possible genotypes, capital letter, lowercase letter, and capital letter, capital letter. When we had a recessive trait, it only had one possible genotype, lowercase, lowercase. Now we know that there are names for when something is uppercase, uppercase, or lowercase, lowercase. That is homozygous traits, okay? Same allele. And now we know there's a name for when we have uppercase, lowercase genotype. That's a heterozygous trait. So that's the information that we added in this week. We're going to put it all together and we're going to build ourselves a baby dragon. So here we go. I'm going to open up this sketching software that I got. Okay, so mom. Mom is heterozygous dark green. Okay, we know that dominant is dark green, recessive is black. We know heterozygous means she's going to have two different alleles. So we're going to pick alleles that are different. We got to pick our letter first to represent this trait, body. Let's pick B. Okay, so if she's heterozygous dark green, she's dark green, so she's dominant, so we know she has to have a capital B. And if she's heterozygous, we know that the other allele has to be different. So it must be little b. Look at that. We already have mom's genotype. Dad is homozygous black. Recessive is black. So we already know that his alleles have to be small. They're homozygous, which means they both have to be the same. And we also know that when we have a recessive trait, that they're both lowercase, lowercase every time. There, look at that. We finished step one. We have the parent genotypes. That was easy. Okay. Now, step two, we're going to go over here to our Punnett square. We're going to put our mom alleles and our dad alleles in and figure out the offspring. So I'm going to put mom up top. So here is her big B allele. Here is her little b allele. And I'm going to put dad on the side. He is little b, little b. And then I'm going to pair them up in each box and match them. So in this box, we're going to drop down our big B and bring across this little b here. And in this box, we're going to go little b and little b. And in this box, we're going to drop down our big B and bring across our little b. And in this box, we're going to have two little b's. Step two, done. Easy. Information you already know. Now, which of the four genotypes will your baby dragon have? Well, when we bred mom and dad, our Punnett square gives us 4 offspring. So it just is asking which of these genotypes for these offspring do you want your baby dragon to have? It doesn't matter which one you choose. This is where you get to pick. Okay? Sometimes you're going to have a choice because you'll have offspring that are showing both dominant and recessive traits. Sometimes they're just going to be showing dominant traits. Sometimes they just might be showing recessive traits and you don't really have a choice. But in this example, you have a choice. The offspring here and here are both dominant. So we know that they're both going to be green. The offspring here and here are both recessive genotypes, so we know that they have to be black. So which of these genotypes do I want to be? Well, I just basically decide, do I want my dragon to be green or black? I'm going to decide I want my dragon to be green. So I'm going to pick one of these genotypes that makes him green. This one will make him green. This one will make him black. So I'm picking this one. So I want him to have this genotype. Big B, little b. Okay? What will his phenotype be? Well, if he has a dominant allele, that means his phenotype is going to be dominant, and dominant is dark green, so he's going to be green. It's hard to write with your mouse. Okay, look at that. We've completely finished it. It wasn't that difficult, was it, guys? So now that we have this information, we're going to go take this information and build our baby dragon. All we need to know is what the phenotype is. That's it. So I pop open my screen. I have to close this one out. Pop open my screen. Click body. That's what we're doing. We decided that our dragon is going to be green, so I click green. Done. It's that easy. So then I come back over to my next one, and that's eyes. Dominant is red. Recessive is yellow. I have a mom that's homozygous yellow, a dad that's homozygous red. I fill in their genotypes. I put their genotypes into the Punnett square. I figure out the genotypes for 4 different offspring. I pick which one of these I want to use as the genotype for my baby. I figure out what that genotype is going to look like, the phenotype, and then I go over to eyes. Let's say it came up red. I can pick any of these eyes. I like this one. It's red. Boom. Put it in. Come back over. Start with wing. Do it for membrane, do it for horns, do it for claws, do it for spines and plates, all the way down until you have your baby dragon built. Once that is done, you're just going to take a screenshot of your baby dragon and you're going to email it to me along with this worksheet. And then your homework's done. And that's it, guys. As always, if you have any questions, make sure you ask me. That's what I'm here for.